Hey everyone, back again. Welcome back to the video review. This time everyone, we are going to be taking a look at the much anticipated film of this year, Transformers: The Last Knight. Oh my god, it was awesome. I'm not even going to complain about it. It was just simply amazing. I know I say that a lot in my reviews, but anyway. So, before we get into the video review, I would like to point out that there is major spoilers again. You know, with every film I have to review. So, if you don't want to know anything about the film, if you haven't seen it already at the time of this recording, or whatever, back away from the review. Get off your computer, your phone, your tablet, your potato camera. Get into the bunker, hide until the review is over, or when I get to the anyway. So let's begin. So basically, the film starts off with, goes back to the King Arthur times. And basically, Merlin has a magical staff. He gives it to one of the knights, which plays an important role later in the film. Meanwhile, the Autobots and Decepticons are being attacked by this new organization called the TRI, Transformers Reaction, or the TRF, Transformers Reaction Force. And basically, they kill any Transformer, regardless of Autobot or Decepticon. These kids may trespass on restricted property, where we're introduced to Isabella Moner. And basically what happens is, well, the kids are attacked by these Star Wars-esque drones, and they hide under Canopy, one of the Autobots. Unfortunately, Canopy exposes himself, he gets killed. But thankfully, Cade Yeager, he arrives, saves the humans, and of course we're introduced to Squeaks, who is pretty cool. I'll get to the characters at the end of the review, but anyway. So they escape, and the kids, they go away. And then, as they're saved, the TRF arrives and they corner Cade Yeager. And they're about to kill him, but Bumblebee arrives, he tries to rescue him, but they kill Bumblebee. Or so we thought. Somehow, it's not explained in the film, he puts himself back together, and basically he bites the leg of Santos, the leader of the TRF. And basically he's about to shoot him, but then Lennox comes in. Yes, we haven't seen him since Transformers 3. He says, don't shoot. They retreat. Bumblebee and Hound, who arrives at the scene in the nick of time, and they promptly, they leave, and they go back to the scrapyard. Kind of like Transformers Robots in Disguise, the 2015 cartoon. Yeah, Hound, Bumblebee, and yeah. So, meanwhile, Barricade, he is in on this. He meets Megatron, who tells him that, because basically, the little kids were in a stasis pod, and there was a knight. A knight was within that stasis pod. He awakes, scares the kids. But when they open the stasis pod, the knight who, I don't know, it wasn't mentioned, his name wasn't mentioned. Unfortunately, he dies. But before he dies, he gives him this emblem, or this symbol that will obviously become a big factor later on. Barricade talks to Megatron about this, and Megatron is furious with Barricades because he didn't get the symbol, but he got this clue, and Megatron is pretty satisfied. It's not explained how Barricade and Megatron get their new looks. We never saw Galvatron, so that pretty much anyway. Meanwhile, Optimus Prime, who, at the end of the Age of Extinction, we saw him fly into space and try to find his creators. Basically, he is in stasis. We thought he died, but no. We thought he was dead, but no. He crash lands on Cybertron, and comes face to face with his creator, Quintessa. And basically, Optimus is about to kill Quintessa with one swing of his sword, but to no avail, because Quintessa is, well, a badass. Quintessa is like, why did you destroy your planet? And then we see the Infernicus, and the Combiners. the components surround Optimus and they taunt him and stuff. And Cortez is like, "You're going to reconstruct your planet under my command. I don't care what you do." And pretty much, Cortez gives him just bitch slaps Optimus and gives a little bit of a red mark. I don't know what that means. Megatron has the same, but it's not shown in the film how Megatron got this. Anyway. So, meanwhile, Cade he arrives back at the scrapyard, and the Autobots are bickering and moaning and stuff. And what happens then is, before Buzz Bumblebee was leaving the restricted zone, Santos implanted a device on Bumblebee to track them to their location. They contact Megatron, who Megatron negotiates with the humans to release all his troops. Well, basically, specifically Berserker, Mohawk, Onslaught, and Nitro Zeus. And they infiltrate the scrapyard and they start attacking. They start attacking. Hound tries to fight him, but he gets blasted. He's not killed. He's not killed. He gets blasted. We don't see him until later on. But they fight as Bumblebee and the others retreat. Specifically, Bumblebee, Drift, and a few others. Isabel Moner, of course, he's talking to Cade about her past, because basically during the events of Dark of the Moon, one of the missiles from a Decepticon, we don't know who it was, made contact with, or actually exploded on the house. Isabel Moner was not home at the time of the said incident. Unfortunately, she's an orphan. But Cade accepts the fact that, of course, she'll be part of the Yeager family, which is pretty awesome. And then, of course, we're introduced to Jimmy. Jimmy is a comedian, and he thought he died. Okay, basically, these TRF drones go after, they go further into abandoned, town, a ghost town, and they try to, they try to attack and stuff, and Cade almost dies, and so did Jimmy. But Jimmy thought he died, but no, it was a freaking beanbag shot from one of the drones. Meanwhile, Megatron, of course everyone's fighting them because they get overwhelmed. Megatron almost kills Squeaks, but thanks to the overwhelming of Isabella Moner and such, they distract the Decepticons. Megatron gives in, concedes the fact that they will give in, and they retreat. So what happens after that is, Sir Anthony Hopkins, as in Sir Edmund Burton, my bad, Sir Edmund Burton, he sends his butler Cogman to go and get Cade Yeager because he's one of the keys to helping, figure out the mystery. As to why the Decepticons want the staff. Why do they want the emblems? It's kind of like the map. Cade doesn't accept it. He thinks that Cogman is, again, he is comedy filler. It was hilarious. He doesn't transform, but he drives a Mercedes-Benz in the movie and a few other cars. He's pretty funny. So after collecting Cade Yeager, and Bumblebee comes along with said Mr. Yeager, they head to the UK where Sir Edmund Burton is waiting for them. Meanwhile, we're being introduced to another character, Vivian, who apparently is part of the clue as to where the staff is, and that's where Hot Rod comes in. Hot Rod, he starts out as this old three-wheeled jalopy vehicle, and then later on scans and becomes a Ferrari, Lamborghini kind of car. And he pretty much abducts Vivian and takes her straight to the same location. And they figure out that both Yeager and Vivian are the keys to the clue. Specifically, Yeager's the last knight. He is the last knight. Edmund Burton said it. Vivian is the key to the staff because she's the only one that can control it, because she's apparently the last descendant of Merlin. Anyway, meanwhile, Cybertron is making its way to Earth, where Cortez is telling Optimus that apparently Earth is Unicron. Much like Transformers Prime, Earth is Unicron. And for some reason, yes, we do see hints of Unicron, like the antennas popping out of the crevasse. I mean, out of the ground. But we don't really see a lot of Unicron. But what happens from then is Quintessa basically mind controls Optimus, as indicated by the purple optics, and he's now calls himself Nemesis Prime. Optimus does, which is no surprise. So I don't know if we're gonna get a Nemesis Prime toy. If we do, it's probably gonna be typical Nemesis Prime colors. But that was never mentioned in said film. Or not mentioned in the said toy line or whatever. But anyhow, back to the film. Basically what happens from then on is, let's see. Well, what happened is we see Agent Simmons, John Turturro's character, in Cuba. And basically, he and Toddspin actually is living. I'm not joking. Toddspin is alive, and so is Roadbuster and the other Autobots, Sideswipe and such. And basically, Simmons explains to Sir Edmund Burton all the clues where to go. So basically, he goes into the library, gets a page out of a book. Vivian and Cade, they go to Vivian's house. They find some clues. TRF is on their ass. And basically, Barricade's a part of it too. Yeah. So basically, what happens is, well, basically. Bumblebee and Barricade have like a bit of a chase, kind of like in the first film, as they're trying to find out the TRF stuff, the TRF units. They do that. Basically, well, partially to Sir Edmund Burton and Cogman, and basically, Cogman, he by himself manages to take most of the TRF force. As for Barricade, Bumblebee in vehicle mode, he half transforms, he shoots Barricade a few times, and he gets knocked out. Which is pretty good. Drift actually, as for the other Decepticons, Drift actually manages to kill Onslaught, thanks to, in large part, to Crosshairs as well. So they are able to kill Onslaught, and Bumblebee is successfully able to kill Mohawk, which is pretty... he's pretty much a gangster. Barricade, he doesn't die, but he gets knocked out. So, yeah. Anyhow, so what happens then is, well, after they find all the clues, it turns out they have to go to a vessel. The vessel being a submarine that is a tourist attraction. So basically, Sir Edmund Burton gets everyone off the ship, but he, Cade, and Vivian go, but basically, Sir Edmund Burton, it just basically bails out because he doesn't feel ready to go. So basically, he retreats and he resides with Cogman and such. And what they do from then is they go and pretty much they head to the Stonehenge, which that was the next location, I believe. So what happens after that is, well, let's see. Basically, there's a lot of Cade Yeager and Vivian, which is pretty funny. And basically, Cogman is so strict in the scene. He's like, no lovemaking, not on my watch kind of thing. He actually goes and he steals two live salmon, beats them up, and cooks them. How does he cook them? No idea. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. I mean, yeah, Cogman's pretty awesome. I'll say that. He's pretty classy. So basically, what happens after that is, well, basically they head to the center of the location where the staff is, and basically it's buried within this little contraption that's apparently a part of Unicron, I think. And basically they unearth the coffin that was buried years and years and years ago. And they think, oh no, we come all this way for nothing. But no, it's true because the staff is within. At that moment, Optimus arrives, and basically what happens is the Knights all activate thanks to Cade Yeager pointing a flashlight at one of them. I think that knight died. Optimus killed one of them, and pretty much what happens is Optimus, while under mind control, while possessed, steals the staff from Vivian, and heads back to, Quintessa. Bumblebee goes after Optimus. They have this Clash Royale on the top of the submarine while it's rising to the surface. As the platform surfaces, and basically Optimus is tearing Bumblebee bits to bits, and they fight, and I mean, and Lennox gets not Lennox, Lennox and Cade almost they get caught in the crossfire a bit. Not really, but Cade does. Optimus is about to punch them. And he has a little hand, like arm dagger, is about to kill him. And Bumblebee somehow regains his voice again, which is, I mean, because early in the film they try to fix his voice thanks to the I think it was Wreck-Gar or one of the Junkion Autobot gives him a new voice box. And pretty much gives him the voice of Siri, which was hilarious. Also, he found Starscream's head, which is funny. So we see Starscream's head. I mean, that apparently somehow he found it during the events of Dark of the Moon. Anyhow. And we also see Sam Witwicky in this, but via a picture and stuff. And we see some older Transformers. We see Ironhide, and we see in pictures, and we see Bumblebee as a 1942 car, which is cool during the age of the World War II with you know who. But basically, what happens is Bumblebee gets his voice. He somehow gets his voice back. He talks to Optimus, and Optimus snaps out of it just like that. He's like, "What the heck?" And then, of course, the mark that Quintessa left disappears. And Optimus is like, "What the heck have I done?" And the Knights, in rage, beat Optimus to death. They're about to kill him. And what happens is, well, basically, Jaeger gets, that emblem that he had? Well, guess what? He gets so powerful, he creates a sword, and he stops the Knight that's about to kill Optimus. He basically stops him from killing Optimus, which was pretty awesome. And Optimus vows not to betray the Knights again. They plan to go after Quintessa and the staff back. They do so. At the same time, they arrive, but are too late as Megatron gives the staff to Quintessa, but not before killing Sir Edmund Burton while trying to fend off Megatron and such. And yeah, it was pretty. That's the second time that Megatron has killed a human. In Revenge of the Fallen, he killed Sam Witwicky, but he came back somehow. Well, you know how it went there in Transformers 2. But this is Transformers 5. So basically, what happens from then on is, well, essentially. They go to Cybertron, well, the chamber of Cybertron, and they just go all out. They just have all out battle. Like everyone fights, helicopters fly. We see Lockdown's ship. Somehow they get Lockdown's ship back because we saw it sink to the bottom in the waters of Hong Kong at the end of Age of Extinction. So at least they salvaged that. It's pretty useful. So they do that. They go. They fight Megatron. They fight everyone. And what happens is Infernicus combines into combined mode and is about to give the death sentence to Hound. But thankfully, Optimus and Dragonstorm team up. And what happens is Optimus is able to just in epic fashion kill Infernicus and the Combiner bits, and just basically awesome swing around decapitation moment, which was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome. It was one of the nicest kills by Optimus we've seen in a while. After that, they try to get to the chamber. They don't. Isabella Moner and Squeak somehow sneak on into the mission. Jimmy's nowhere to be found because I imagine he's screw. Well, he was there in the mission, but he stayed behind, just so you know. And basically, they fight. Pretty much what happens is they head to the main chamber. They try to get to Quintessa. No luck. Vivian gets there, but unfortunately, she lets go of the grip. Of her grip. Megatron, he gets there, and basically what happens is Megatron's about to kill Optimus, saying, "You were one of my brothers," all that stuff. Optimus slices one of his arms off, kicks him off Cybertron, and he goes bye-bye, for now at least. Basically what happens is they get the staff, and Optimus is about to kill Quintessa, but Quintessa's like, you don't. But then Bumblebee comes up and basically shoots her in the head. And that's the end of Quintessa. And Bumblebee is also able to kill Nitro Zeus, which was pretty awesome. And basically, Cybertron is essentially, well, not no more, but they basically, what Quintessa's work is basically destroyed. So pretty much, Quintessa, what Son of Prime was trying to do, she was trying to finish, but nope, not again. And all the Autobots, they're able to get out of there, and they determined at the end of the film that they need to repair both Cybertron and Earth since it's now intertwined with Unicron. And we also see, we also hear Tessa, that's Kate's daughter. We hear her for a few seconds, but we see Tessa's boyfriend talking to a human disguised as Quintessa, which was pretty interesting. So somehow she's still alive. I don't know, but anyway, that is the end of the film. That's the end of the film. Oh my god, it was so awesome. I mean, no one really major died except for Sir Edmund Burton. It was pretty exceptional. Cogman was funny. I thought Optimus, it was going to be the end of him, but nope. He came through again. Same with Bumblebee. Hound was hilarious. Drit he didn't do much. Same with Crosshairs. He didn't really do too much in the film other than Cogman breaking his finger and such and whatnot. The Junkion guy, I don't know after that we never saw him again in the film. The Decepticons, let's see. Squeaks, he was pretty funny. We see Wheelie with no explanation as to how he survived Dark of the Moon. We didn't see Brains, so that, it was like, what the heck. We see Topspin, which was hilarious. Topspin, of course, Dark of the Moon, disguised as Jimmy Johnson's NASCAR race car, which was pretty funny. Even though we didn't see Roadbuster, we didn't see Sideswipe, and we didn't, we know about Leadfoot's demise. The Dinobots, Grimlock had a funny moment trying to eat a police cruiser, which is hilarious. Both Grimlock and Slug managed to take down some of the TRF and, people during the chase scene. They played a huge role. What else? The baby Dinobots were pretty cool. They had their moments, but Hound didn't really care for them, which was pretty hilarious. Decepticons, Megatron, we don't know, Megatron, we don't know how he got his new form. Pretty cool. Cool jet mode. Like how he has a fusion cannon, which is awesome. Or his fusion cannon, very traditional. He got his arm sliced off, so he has half his face blown off, his head decapitated, now his arm's broken off. So, yeah, tough luck, Megatron. Every time you get a new look, you have the same result. Barricade, I don't know how the heck he survived Dark of the Moon. There was no explanation as to how he survived, or how he got his new form. It just makes no sense. There should have been a little bit of explanation or whatever. It could have been Quintessa, which could explain why Megatron has the mark on his face, anyhow. The Infernicus Combiner was pretty cool. Nitro Zeus was pretty much a gangster. Same with Mohawk. Berserker had just a couple lines, and then I think he got killed off in the final battle, but I don't know. So that was really the Decepticons. It wasn't really a whole lot, but hey, what can you do? Quintessa, oh my god, she was a badass, and wow. Like if you try to mess with her, she's going to do things you don't want her to do. But thank goodness, Bumblebee and Optimus teamed up together, they put Quintessa in her place, or so they thought, and yeah. Obviously, it was pretty awesome. The humans, of course, Mark Wahlberg as Kate Yeager was awesome. Was pretty exceptional. Vivian was pretty an awesome character. Sir Edmund Burton, I had a feeling he was going to die in the film somehow, and he was. So, rest in peace, Sir Edmund Burton. Such a good character, even though it was pretty hilarious and all that stuff. What else? Jimmy was comedy, comedy filler, same with, much like I talked about with Cogman. Oh my god. Just, oh my god. It's just, wow. Anyhow, all in all, guys, it's just such an exceptional film. You won't be disappointed by it. I cannot wait for the next one to come out, which is the Bumblebee sequel, which is a prequel. So, yeah, so probably in Transformers 7, which comes out in 2019, we'll find out what will happen with Cybertron and Earth and all that stuff. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, guys, that is my video review of Transformers The Last Knight. An exceptional film. You won't be disappointed by it. It's just awesome, incredible, and you're gonna love it. I will see you all very soon. I will be back as soon as possible with my next video. And yes, so take care, see you, and have a great day, and I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye.